Have you ever looked at your hand and felt like it was trying to tell you something, not in a dramatic, mystical way, but in a quiet, almost whisper-like feeling, as if a story has been hiding there your whole life, waiting for the right moment to be noticed? Most people see their palms and think nothing of it, but a few, a very rare few, carry symbols that ancient monks, spiritual readers, and mystics have spoken about for centuries. Symbols that were never meant to be accidental. Maybe you've noticed them once in passing, maybe someone pointed them out to you. Or maybe, like so many people, you carried them your whole life, never realizing the weight of their meaning. Tonight, on Buddha Island, we are diving into the mystery behind two of the most powerful markings a person can have on their palm: the crescent moon and the letter M. But before we enter the teachings, let me take you into a moment that mirrors what countless people experience when they first discover these marks. Imagine this: you're sitting somewhere quiet, maybe at home, maybe in a park. Your mind is full, your heart is heavy, and you start tracing the lines on your palm just to distract yourself. But then, for the first time, you notice a shape, not a random wrinkle, not a crease from holding something, but a clear symbol. A soft, curved mark shaped like a crescent moon, and beside it, faint but undeniable, the letter M forming naturally from your heart line, headline, and lifeline. For a moment, you freeze, because something inside you, or something ancient, intuitive, instinctive, says, this means something. You don't know why, you don't know how, but you feel it your entire life. You've been sensing things others don't. You've felt emotions without explanation. You've walked away from situations you somehow knew weren't right. You've survived storms you never understood the timing of. You've always had a strange magnetism, people drawn to you, or threatened by you, without knowing why. And now, as you stare at these markings, all those moments begin to make sense. These symbols don't give you power, they reflect the power you were born with: your intuition, your resilience, your emotional awareness, your spiritual protection, your transformational life path. In this video, we're going to explore the deeper meaning behind these two sacred signs, and the 7 things that tend to happen in the life of anyone who carries them. Because if you bear these marks, your journey is not just different, it is destined. Lesson 1. You have a strong intuition, almost psychic. There's a reason people with the crescent moon symbol are often described as old souls or silent knowers. Their intuition is not something they learned, practiced, or forced. It's something that has always lived inside them, as natural as breathing from childhood. You may have noticed it: moments when you sensed tension in a room before anyone spoke, moments when you stepped away from a person without knowing why, or moments when you avoided a decision because something inside whispered, this is not for you. Others call it coincidence, you call it instinct, but spiritually, it's something far deeper. People with the moon mark are believed to have heightened energetic awareness. They don't just see with their eyes, they see with their inner clarity. They don't just hear with their ears, they hear with their emotional radar. They don't just think with their mind, they feel with their soul. This is why you pick up the emotions people try to hide. You can sense jealousy behind a smile, sadness behind silence, and danger behind politeness. Even when someone says, I'm fine, you feel the truth beneath their tone. And while others rely on logic, facts, and explanations, you rely on something far more ancient: inner knowing. It's why you've predicted events without any logical reason, why you felt someone's intentions before they acted, why you can walk into a room and instantly detect whether the energy is safe, heavy, toxic, or warm. You're not judging, you're perceiving. Your intuition works like a silent guardian, shining a light on the path you're meant to take and warning you against the ones you're not. This is also why you rarely stay in harmful situations for long. Your inner sense starts pulling you away the moment energy shifts. You don't need proof to trust what you feel. Your emotions speak in a language older than words, and the truth is, people with this intuitive gift often feel misunderstood. You may have been told you overthink, or read too much into things, but deep down, you knew you were simply seeing what others couldn't. Your intuition is not an accident. It's not imagination. It's not sensitivity. It's one of your greatest strengths, a spiritual compass guiding you through life, protecting you from harm, and leading you toward what aligns with your soul. If you've ever predicted something without logic, felt someone's true intentions before they spoke, or sensed energy the moment you entered a room, this is why you were born with it. Lesson 2. Your life is guided by spiritual protection. People who carry the letter M on their palm often live lives touched by invisible guidance, not loud, not dramatic, but subtle, quiet protection that follows them from childhood into adulthood. And even though you may not always notice it, you have felt it many times. Think back for a moment: the near accidents you avoided without explanation, the moments you left a place minutes before something went wrong, the people who arrived in your life at the exact moment you needed them, not early, not late, but perfectly on time. These things weren't coincidences, they were signs. The M symbol has long been associated with spiritual guardianship, a belief found in many ancient cultures, mystic traditions, and palmistry teachings. People with this marking are said to walk with unseen companions, guiding their steps, warning their instincts, and protecting their path. You may not see them, but you feel them. It's the sudden heaviness in your chest when something is wrong, the strong urge to change direction for no logical reason, the voice inside that whispers, "Don't go there, not today." And every time you listened, something harmful quietly passed you by. Your life has been shaped by moments where danger missed you by inches, not because you were lucky, but because something was watching over you. And this protection doesn't only show up in dramatic moments, sometimes it appears in small miracles. A stranger offering help when you needed it most. A friend calling just when you felt lost. An opportunity appearing when everything seemed stuck. A door closing only for a better one to open. People with the M sign often have a destiny that requires courage, empathy, and leadership, and because their path carries weight, the universe doesn't leave them unguarded. There is a reason you've survived what others didn't. There is a reason you made it through your darkest nights. There is a reason you always rise again, even when everything around you tries to pull you down. Your soul is watched, your journey is guided, your life is protected. And whether you call it intuition, fate, God, the universe, or ancestors, the truth is the same. You are not walking this path alone. The M on your hand is not just a mark, it's a reminder that every challenge you face comes with guidance, every fall comes with a hand to lift you, and every hardship comes with protection you may never fully see, but always feel. Lesson 3, you can't be lied to. There's something powerful, almost unsettling, about people who carry both the crescent moon and the M sign. They walk through life with a natural truth detector, a built-in radar that picks up lies long before they are spoken aloud. It's not logic. It's not evidence. It's not analysis. It's knowing. From a young age, you probably noticed it. Someone would smile, but something in their eyes felt wrong. Someone would make a promise, yet your chest tightened because you sensed they wouldn't keep it. Someone would act friendly, but your intuition whispered, "This one isn't real." You didn't learn this ability, you were born with it. The crescent moon gives you emotional sensitivity and the M sign gives you spiritual clarity. Together, they create a person who sees people's intentions, not their words. That's why it's extremely hard for anyone to deceive you, even when someone lies with confidence, even when they disguise themselves with compliments, even when they hide their true self behind a mask. You feel the truth vibrating beneath the surface. You can sense jealousy even when someone praises you. You can feel hidden motives even when someone pretends to care. You can detect manipulation even when it's wrapped in sweetness. And the most remarkable part, you rarely need to expose the lie. You just distance yourself. You slowly pull away. You stop giving your energy, your time, your trust. People around you may not understand why you back off from certain individuals, why you don't like someone they think is nice, or why you avoid situations that seem normal, but you do it because you feel what they cannot feel. This ability protects you from heartbreak, betrayal, and emotional traps. It pushes the wrong people out of your life long before they can plant roots. It shields you from relationships that would have drained your spirit. Pretenders cannot survive around you. Their energy collapses under your awareness. Their masks fall off faster than they planned. Their lies break apart the moment they touch your intuition. And here's something many people never realize. Liars are uncomfortable around you, manipulators feel exposed, dishonest people avoid you without knowing why, because your presence carries a clarity that they cannot hide from, and your intuition shines a light on every shadow they try to conceal. You are not too sensitive. You are not overthinking. You are simply tuned into the truth in a way most people never will be. This is not a burden, it is your gift. Lesson 4, you're destined for leadership. There's a quiet authority in people who carry the crescent moon and the letter M. Not the loud, demanding kind, but the natural, magnetic kind that draws others in without effort. Even if you never wanted the spotlight, even if you prefer staying in the background, leadership finds you. Why? Because people trust your judgment long before you speak it. They feel safe around your energy. They sense your depth, your emotional awareness, and your clarity, and without noticing, they start following your lead, in conversations, in decisions, in moments of uncertainty. You become the person others look toward when things get difficult. This leadership doesn't come from ego or desire. It comes from something deeper. You see what others don't. You feel what others ignore. You understand what others overlook. Your intuition helps you read situations quickly. Your emotional sensitivity helps you guide others wisely, and your spiritual protection helps you stay grounded even When circumstances are chaotic, this is why people often come to you for advice even when you're not the loudest or most experienced. They pour their hearts out, they trust you with their secrets, they ask for your insight because your presence makes them feel understood. Leadership for you isn't about control, it's about clarity. You make decisions from a place of instinct and emotional intelligence. You don't rush, you don't force, you sense timing, energy, and direction in ways that others can't explain. And sometimes, the universe places you in leadership roles because someone like you, someone calm, intuitive, spiritually guided, is needed to balance situations, relationships, or groups. You might notice people copy your behavior without realizing it. Friends wait for your opinion before giving theirs. Family members rely on your stability when things fall apart. Co-workers look to you even when someone else wears the official title. This kind of leadership is rare. It can't be faked. It can't be taught. It's born from the alignment of spiritual markings and emotional wisdom. And here's the truth: you may not always feel like a leader, but life has shaped you into one. Every challenge strengthened you, every loss deepened you, every transformation sharpened your instincts. You stand in a position where your presence guides, your insights influence, and your energy leads, not because you try, but because it's who you are. Lesson 5. You're magnetically attractive to certain people. There is something unusual, almost mystical, about the way people respond to you. Your attraction doesn't come from appearance, style, or charm. It comes from something far more powerful: your energy. People with the Crescent Moon and the M sign carry an aura that is impossible to ignore. It's calming, yet mysterious, soft, yet intense, comforting, yet deeply magnetic. And whether you realize it or not, people feel your presence long before you speak. Some individuals are drawn to you instantly. They feel understood around you without knowing why. They open up easily, trust quickly, and breathe a little deeper in your company. Your presence feels safe, almost like a sanctuary for souls that are tired, wounded, or searching for meaning. You don't try to attract them, your energy does the work for you. You carry empathy without showing weakness, you carry intuition without showing ego, you carry strength without showing force. And this balance makes you incredibly magnetic to the right people. But there is another side to this gift. Just as some people are drawn to your light, others feel intimidated by it. They may not admit it, they may not understand it, but they feel it. Your presence exposes insecurities they try to hide. Your intuition sees through masks they worked hard to build. Your energy is too honest for people who live in denial. This is why certain people become nervous around you, or defensive or distant. Even when you haven't said a word, some admire you, some respect you, some feel healed by you, but others feel threatened, because your spirit is too bright for their shadows. You might notice patterns as strangers stare at you for no reason. People become unusually attached to you very quickly. Some individuals can't look you in the eye for long. Others tell you, "I don't know why, but I feel peaceful around you." And a few simply disappear because your honesty, spoken or unspoken, makes them uncomfortable. This magnetism is not a coincidence. It is a result of your spiritual markings, your emotional depth, and your intuitive nature. You carry a frequency that attracts those aligned with you and repels those who are not. The right people feel seen, the wrong people feel exposed. This is not a burden, it is a blessing. Your energy was never meant to blend in. It was meant to guide, to uplift, and to reveal truth in a world filled with noise. Lesson 6. You are meant to create or heal. People with the Crescent Moon symbol and the letter M don't walk an ordinary life path. Their purpose is not just to survive, earn, or exist. Their purpose is to impact, inspire, and transform the lives of others. From childhood, you may have felt different without knowing why. You felt emotions deeply. You understood pain that wasn't yours. You sensed the wounds of people without them telling you a word. This sensitivity wasn't weakness, it was the early sign of a healer, a creator, a guide. Those with the Crescent Moon often possess artistic or emotional gifts. They express truth through creativity, through words, music, art, writing, or emotional expression. They feel the world in colors and symbols, and they carry the ability to translate human experiences into something beautiful and meaningful. Those with the M sign carry another type of gift, the gift of influence, leadership, and spiritual wisdom. They teach without trying, they inspire without forcing. Their presence alone shifts the environment around them. But when a person carries both symbols, something rare happens. They become a soul whose purpose blends both worlds to create and to heal. Your life path is not random. Every emotion you felt, every heartbreak you endured, every struggle you survived was shaping you into someone who helps others simply by being who you are. People open up to you easily because your energy feels safe. They feel lighter after talking to you. Your words have The power to calm storms in others. Your presence alone brings clarity to confused minds and comfort to hurting hearts. You may notice people come to you when they're lost, friends seek your advice during their darkest moments, strangers feel connected to you without explanation, children, animals, and sensitive souls trust you easily. This is the sign of someone who carries a healing frequency. But your path isn't only emotional, it's creative too. The universe often pushes people like you toward writing, teaching, counseling, art, music, spiritual work, leadership, storytelling, guiding others through pain, helping others awaken emotionally or spiritually. Your creativity is not a hobby, it's a tool. Your empathy is not an accident, it's a calling. Your leadership is not forced, it's destiny. You were never meant to live a small, silent life. Your experiences were preparing you to bring light into the lives of others, whether through wisdom, creativity, or emotional healing. And here's the truth: your destiny touches lives, sometimes through your words, sometimes through your art, sometimes through your presence, sometimes through your silence. But in every version of your journey, you leave people better than you found them. Lesson 7. You experience transformation more than most. Life for those with the crescent moon and the letter M is never a straight line. It moves like the moon itself, waxing, waning, fading, and rising again. Your path is cyclical, layered with experiences that force you to grow faster, feel deeper, and awaken sooner than most. From early on, you may have sensed this rhythm, times when everything seemed to collapse around you, and yet somehow, each collapse prepared you for something greater. Times when you lost people, opportunities, or stability, only to emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. These cycles are not accidents, they are part of the blueprint etched into your soul. Every heartbreak, every challenge, every unexpected turn carries a hidden lesson, a chance for transformation. People without these marks may move through life cautiously, slowly learning from experiences. You, however, are designed to evolve rapidly. Your soul adapts, recalibrates, and rises with every trial. Sometimes, this process can feel overwhelming. You may wonder why your life feels heavier, why your lessons seem harsher, why change comes more frequently. But each phase, though painful, is shaping you into someone extraordinary. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Every disappointment becomes a mirror for growth. Every ending becomes the soil for a new beginning. Your story is not ordinary. It is powerful. It is painful. It is beautiful, and it is deeply transformative. Those who bear these marks are like the moon in the night sky, constantly moving, constantly shifting, shedding darkness only to illuminate the next phase of life. You rise, you fall, you heal, and you rise again, and each time, you return with more wisdom, more clarity, and more resilience than before. Your evolution is rapid, intentional, and guided. You do not merely survive cycles, you transcend them, and in doing so, you inspire others, often without knowing it. Your presence, your resilience, and your ability to transform become a beacon for those who are still learning to navigate their own challenges. The crescent moon and the M on your palm are not just symbols, they are reminders. Your soul is meant to evolve, your journey is meant to transform, and your life is meant to leave a lasting mark. You are not meant to be ordinary. You are meant to rise, fall, and rise again, stronger, wiser, and more luminous with each cycle. Conclusion. Closing story. Years after that quiet, fateful encounter with the monk, Myra sat in her small room, sunlight filtering through the window, and she allowed herself to look back at the path her life had taken, the twists, the turns, the moments of fear, the moments of joy, the moments when she almost gave up. Every single one of them had led her here. Every single thing the monk had whispered to her about her palm, her crescent moon, and the mysterious letter M had come true. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It wasn't random chance. It was her own strength, her own intuition, her own resilience, reflected in the lines of her hand that had been there all along. Her palm had not dictated her destiny, it had mirrored the power, the wisdom, and the depth that had always lived inside her. She remembered the first lesson, the almost psychic intuition that had guided her away from harm and toward opportunities. She remembered the second, the invisible guardians who had protected her in moments she didn't even notice. She remembered seeing the truth in people, sensing lies before words could betray them, and realizing that she could not be fooled easily. She remembered the quiet leadership that had emerged from her presence, how people naturally trusted her judgment, and how she guided others even without trying. She remembered the magnetism of her energy, drawing the right people and repelling the wrong, and how her very presence influenced the world around her. She remembered the call to create, to heal, to touch lives through her empathy, her art, her wisdom, or her words. And she remembered the cycles of transformation, the falls and rises, the breaking and rebuilding, the pain that shaped her into someone far stronger, far wiser, far more alive than she could have imagined. All of it converged in a single realization: her crescent moon and her letter M were not mere symbols, they were mirrors of her own soul, reflecting the strength, courage, and light she carried within herself. So Myra smiled. She looked at her palm once again, not with fear and not with doubt, but with curiosity and reverence, because sometimes your palm does not predict your future. Sometimes your palm simply reveals who you were always meant to become. And if you carry these marks on your own hand, take a moment to see them, feel them, and honor them. Your journey is unique, your path is extraordinary. Your life is destined to leave an impact only you can create. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.